guys, it's Liv here, and today I've decided to film this video on to cater to the young African immigrant to the United States and what to expect and the things that I learned and some of the things that I wish I knew or someone told me. So this is meant to be as a resource to someone just immigrating here, or if you're already living here, how to cope with certain things, and just talk about my own experience. And maybe I'm thinking about filming a series on immigrating to the US and the challenges, how to integrate successfully, and how to become a successful person in the US. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh, and by the way, I hope you are doing well today. Okay. So when you come to the US, I'm speaking particularly from Africa, it's going to be a new environment, and sometimes you might think of this place like you see in Hollywood movies, like such amazing places, but environment wise I don't think there's very much of a difference compared to Africa, at least like most parts of Africa. But you will have to adapt. The people are different in Africa, you know. It's more of like community, and say if I was bored now, I'll probably go to my aunt's place or go see one of my grandmoms, or just go hang out at my cousin's house. So when you come to the US, you wouldn't have that. You might have like Facebook to periodically communicate home, or WhatsApp or phone calls. So it's different in that regards. Here in the US, you will live and you barely even know your neighbors. You might see them from time to time and say a quick hello, and that's it. So you have to adjust to that and get used to your new home because essentially that's what it's going to be. If you go to Rome, you have to do what the Romans do, at least to be successful. Because why do we come here? We come here in search of greener pastures, better opportunities. So you are giving up something in order to get something. You can't eat your bread and have it, or eat your cake and have it. So those are some of the things in which it is different. And personally, when I just came, I found that really hard, because you start missing home a lot when you come. Just get involved as early as possible. When you start school, join clubs. Usually there's like an international clubs or several. Try and link up with others from your country, or others that you know you can easily communicate with and vibe with. That is important, so you wouldn't feel so much like you're missing out or so bored, because with boredom can come several unpleasant things. Okay, so we've talked about adapting to a new environment. So school, most likely when you come here you'll be a student. The US system, we have community colleges. If you come here and you're in high school, I can't speak much for the high school part, because when I came here I was already in college. But in college you can decide, you can opt for a community college, which is usually a 2-year, and then from there you can go on to a 4-year college and do 2 more years, and then you can go on to do a master's or a PhD, and there are several professional schools like medical school, engineering school, law school, whichever route you do decide to take. But mostly, usually you have to do a 4-year bachelor's degree before you can go on to professional school, like pharmacy school or the others that I already mentioned. So do your research early on. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I asked so many questions when I came. I sent out so many emails. I was always asking the program that I wanted to get into. I was always like asking questions like, what do I do, what classes do I need to take now, and just making sure and keep track of those things, because that's one of the most important things. That's why you're here, and your education will help you to safeguard a better future here. And also when you go to school, depending on your ideal circumstance, the US has like the FAFSA, which is like the federal student loans here, and there are grants as well, like the Pell Grant, and then you have the subsidized and the unsubsidized loan. So do your research very well. There are so many resources out there that you might not be aware of, and you may be working so much, no rest, just to like be able to finance your education, whereas there are resources out there that can help you to finance your education. So you take that time to at least rest and study more to get better grades, and maybe socialize a bit so you don't work too much. One of the mistakes I made, I just spent so much time working so I could be able to pay for my school fee and all that kind of stuff. But I later found out, which is why it's important, like you should talk to people that do know what they are doing, and those that are familiar with certain things. Like, don't be afraid to ask, like, hey, like, what is this program, like, how can I get involved, like, how can I get more info about it? Just ask questions. You'll be so surprised what is out there that you're not making use of. So find out about your resources. For instance, here in North Carolina, especially the healthcare programs, which are in very high demand, there are like certain federal funded programs or state funded programs, I think mostly state funded programs, that will help you to get your degree and pay mostly for almost everything. So those are one of the programs I was very fortunate, and I thank God I was able to find out when I did get into my program, and that helped me a whole lot. So while you're here, you cannot be, say you come here at the age of 18, 19, 20, you cannot expect to be like the regular 20-year-old or the regular 18 or 19-year-old that lives here already. Their circumstances, their situations are different, so don't try too much to fit in. When you start fitting in, then you start losing yourself. You start losing track of who you really are, what you really want, because there's this statement that goes, if you know where you're coming from, then you know where you're going to. So at the back of your head, always keep in mind, like, this is where I came from, and this is what I'm coming from. This is why I am here. This is why I've left my family miles away. This is why I've sacrificed so much to come to a new place, very unfamiliar. So I must sacrifice certain things. I must sacrifice going out on every weekend to party. I must sacrifice drinking. I must sacrifice trying to impress everyone by buying the most fancy things to look to be the latest in fashion. You don't have to buy the latest iPhones or the latest Apple Watches or the latest clothes in trend. Save up that money, use it to do something better that will help you, because when you start doing that, you start impressing people, then you are left to suffer alone at the end. You suffer in silence, whereas you could just live quietly and tell yourself you are not here to fit in. You are here, you have a goal, so just walk towards that. There's going to be a time where you can enjoy. Just give it 6 years and concentrate, put in the hard work, and years, 10 years, 15 years, 30 years, you have to enjoy and reap the fruits of your labor. So don't try to fit in. you wouldn't fit in. When you come, you have an accent, you probably look a lot different from the people that are here. You probably act a lot different. Some might even think you're weird. That's okay. So what you eat is a lot different. So just because X is doing this, or X does this on the weekends, or X has this, or Y has that, doesn't mean you also have to subscribe to that kind of pressure. So don't do it. Accept to be weird. Accept to be different. Embrace it, and embrace the difference. So also work. Back home in Africa, most African countries, when you are in school, you are in school. Family, your parents will mostly sponsor you during that period, but you quickly realize when you come to the US you have to work. So most times you probably work full-time and go to school full-time, or you work part-time and go to school full-time, also depending on your ideal circumstances. So be prepared for that when you're here, but don't make work become your priority. Just know at the end of the day you are working to support your education. Don't make it the other way around, where you just start working because, oh, I have this paycheck, like maybe I can just leave school and put in more hours and get a better paycheck. When you finish school, you will have a much more better paycheck. So just take the little you can get to support yourself while in school. Let that job be something temporary to just support you towards your dream career. So don't make little part-time jobs here and there just because it's quick, fast money. Don't make that take you away from your goal. Keep your eyes on the goal, okay? So also mental health is so important. A lot of young Africans here in the diaspora that have migrated, they do suffer mental health, they do suffer with mental health illnesses, and usually they don't talk about it. In Africa, we don't talk about mental health, okay? You're supposed to be fine. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you mentally sick? Why are you depressed? You're not supposed to be depressed. So it's okay to be depressed. It's okay to suffer mental health, but just acknowledge it. See what the problem is. Most universities, most colleges have services that cater to the needs of students. So go speak to a psychologist if you have to. You will feel overwhelmed, you will feel out of place. Sometimes you feel like the whole world is crumbling upon you. So you do need that, because most likely than not, you don't have the support system that you will have back at home. You might be fortunate to have family here and there, but usually it's really not that close, because let's be honest, in the US it's everybody for themselves, God for us, alright? It's nobody wants to be responsible over you, which is not good, but it's the sad truth. So if we know what the truth is, we can at least go from there. So explore resources available to you. Go for counseling, speak to people. If you are fortunate to have good friends, then speak to them when you feel down. Take breaks. You can't do everything in one day or in 1 month or in 1 year or in 2 years. So give yourself breaks. Find something that you like to do. Go jogging, join a group, exercise, local reading club. Join something. Be part of something that you look forward to. Be part of something that you enjoy. Start volunteering. You go to where you can meet like-minded people as yourself. Say if you enjoy community service, you like giving back, go to maybe Habitat for Humanity, where you can meet fellow young people that genuinely want to give back, and you guys likely you likely make friends from there that you can invite with, because you guys care about the same things. So be able to use that. So lastly, I want to touch on the family and friends. So when you come to the US, take for instance myself, I'm introverted in nature. So when you come to the US and you leave your family back home in whichever African country you're coming from, and your friends, you come into a new environment and you're trying to adapt, finding friends, especially as an adult. If you aren't as social, outgoing, which is okay as the extroverted person, it can be quite difficult. So embrace that, and it can be hard. There are certain holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, but make sure you don't put yourself in, how do I call it, in a position where you start feeling just so sorry for yourself, like, oh, what is wrong with me, da da da. Instead of sitting home on Thanksgiving and feeling sorry for yourself, there are so many people in homeless shelters, there are so many people that need food. Go to your local homeless shelter and volunteer your time there and meet other people. I guarantee you have such an amazing time, at least as compared to what you would have had if you stayed home and just felt sorry for yourself. So you can meet people from different parts of the country at church or local festivals. And so if you have time, don't give yourself the opportunity to learn about other people, because people will be interested, they'll be intrigued by where you come from, how you do things at home, like, oh, what brings you here. They'll be intrigued by that. So be intrigued by them too. Like, don't be afraid to ask questions and find out about the American culture, the Hispanic culture, the Asian culture. Just be open-minded. As people are finding out about you, be finding out about them too. Find out what they enjoy, like learn the kinds of different foods people eat, how to cook them. And you can be introverted. I wouldn't encourage you to like go out and get a whole bunch of friends, but it's also good to have a network of people that if you do need, we all need human interaction, you can just go to, you can call up, like, hey, I'm sure you know what I mean. So with that being said, I would like to conclude this video here. I do hope you enjoyed it. So what I intend to do is to start like a series, and maybe I can bring other immigrants from other parts of Africa that have come here to the States, so we can all talk about our challenges. And I hope you will enjoy it, and I hope this will help someone. And if you do have questions of any sort, please ask in the comment section below, and please do subscribe to my channel if you enjoy what you see, and don't forget to like it. I hope you continue to enjoy your day and you stay blessed. Bye. Thanks for watching.